All right, so I just wanted to go over the three trades I took. Actually, I took this trade, but it was a loss. Um, so on EG, go to the weekly. You see, I really wanted to capitalize on the fact that the weekly candle ended up like a really, really strong signal to continue bearish, like an evening star, whatever they call it, when you have a one candle with the wick and then the engulfing candle. This is that pattern right here. So I was trying to capitalize on that with some sells, but I think I got in too early. So yeah, my entry was right after this bearish candle. So price could probably still continue to go bearish. I don't know, but that was my first trade. It was right after 8 o'clock. And then these two trades. So I knew I was looking at the previous weekly candle close, right? And I was like, it was looking bearish at the time. And I was like, okay, again, we had the, bullish evening star pattern formation, which I really, really like. And we're on this weekly, well, we were leaving that weekly level. Hold on, no, that's a lie. This level right here, this level that created support, that was a level that we were on at that time. See, that was the same level, weekly level. There was hella buyers just waiting for CPI news to come out, right? So after this candle printed after 8 o'clock, I went ahead and I entered in. I entered in reluctantly though, begrudgingly, because of how this previous daily candle closed. I was like, there's also still a chance it can continue bearish because we had that previous that this bearish engulfing, but on the weekly time frame, it was a fresh bullish higher low at that. And I was like, okay, the one thing that really made a difference in my trading the last 2 weeks is prioritizing the weekly time frames, what the weekly time frames have to say, where you are on the weekly time frames, and like secondary, the daily. But I had to ignore what I felt and what I wanted to do and be like, okay, I have to go with the stuff and information available to me on the weekly time frame for higher probability moves. It could all be so simple. So I took that trade. CPI came out. It was pretty much an immediate take profit, which was really sexy. Then the same thing with AU on the weekly. At the time, it was looking bearish, and I was like, yeah, it could potentially, continue bearish because look how we have lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. But then I was like, okay, imagine if you couldn't see this current weekly candle. You only have this candle to see, and this is a perfect support that was just formed. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I can't just disrespect all this high probability information that's being given to me right now just because I prefer to take some sells. So, and then also, not only did we have a fresh support formed on the weekly, but we had a fresh support formed on the daily, right? With this bullish engulfing and then these wicks to the downside, it was just, even though we were maintaining lower highs right here, I could tell that this was a higher low. And of course, CPI news had enough volume to break that resistance level right here. So I'm gonna go along with my day. Let's see, gold did the same thing. I had just as good of a reason. It was the same reason for AU. It's really, really nice for buys right now. Look at that previous bearish, bullish, engulfing candle to continue bullish. For how long? We don't know. But I do know that when price forms like another weekly wick like this, or maybe even some daily candles that are giving bearish engulfings, or maybe double tops, then there's a possibility we can continue bearish. But this might be a setup that's being played out on the monthly, and it could continue back to these highs. But that's just probability. I don't know about all that. Anyways. But yeah, that was the trace for today.